What's up? Welcome back to a second week of my American Idol vlog. I'm Mac the Movie Guy from MacTheMovieGuy.com. Um, and this is Hollywood Week 2. We saw the group rounds on Wednesday and we saw solo rounds on Thursday night. Um, I guess I'll briefly discuss the group rounds, although they're always kind of pointless because, as one contestant pointed out, they're not going to compete as a group. So, while it's a fun round to watch because somebody always has a meltdown, it is kind of a little bit of a pointless round in terms of talent. Um, we had Sal's Gals, which was comprised of Sal, Jax, and the delusional Alexis Granville. And the only reason I wanted to talk about that group is because I felt bad that Sal was cut and Alexis Granville was kept, even though everything we were shown was that Alexis Granville was delusional. In the second episode, Lo talked about how, if they can't handle this, how are they going to handle the live shows? When they were talking about how Mark Andrew was exhausted, yet they had no problem keeping Alexis Granville, who um, had some sort of like an emotional meltdown before they even sang. It wasn't even like in reaction to her being eliminated or anything like that. It was simply her singing, her needing to sing, and she had a meltdown. I don't understand why she was kept and why Sal was let go. Um, Not that I think Sal would have necessarily deserved a top 24 spot, but I do feel that what we were shown that he deserved to advance. Um, then we had the next group, which was Carrie Lynn's group, Riley Bria, Emily Brooke, and a beatboxer. They were pretty good. They all advanced. Rayvon, Cody, Piper, the girl whose name unfortunately was never shown. All four of them from Belmont University. I like their group. Wasn't crazy about the arrangement. I've never really been that crazy about Cody. I love Rayvon. Rayvon is one of my favorites in the competition right now. Um, and I actually thought Piper did a pretty good job too. More on Piper later. So I was happy with those results. Um, then we had Adana, Cindy Maslov, Denise Natoli, Camille Peruto. That group was Cindy. I think was the other one that made it through, along with Adana. I would have only kept Adana. I didn't think that. I thought that group struggled, and Adana kind of outsang everybody in that group. I don't know why they wasted time keeping Cindy Maslov around, but whatever. We had Ladies Keep Your Clothes On with Daniel, Trevor, Savion, and Kasim. That was one of my favorite groups. They riffed a little bit much. Trevor riff has a tendency to over riff everything, um, but it wasn't too bad. Um, we saw a little bit of Alexis Gomez, Lauren Lawton, Quentin Alexander, but we didn't see their whole group. I thought all three of them was one of the first times I actually liked anything Lauren Lott did. Team No Sleep. I would have, I would have cut everybody in that group. Sorry, Hollywood, Anderson, and Amber Kalichi. I would have that whole group would have been sent home. I don't understand why Hollywood Anderson keeps getting a pass, even though he's clearly terrible at what he does. Um, Corey Wheeler, Carla Davis, meanwhile, got cut for their really sick All About That Bass a cappella group. That's just one of those times where you just have to let everybody through to the next round. And for some reason, the judges didn't. And I mean, that group wouldn't have been as successful doing that if Carla and Corey hadn't been that good and put in the work for that performance. Sometimes you just have to reward the group for being good. You can't sit there and go, oh well, the solo was like okay or whatever. The group was sick. Like that clearly took four strong musicians to put together and hold the performance together, and they all deserve to go through. So I disagree with that. There was Rocky, Rich, Trent, and Tanya. I feel for Rocky, but I would have sent him home too. It just wasn't a strong vocal. Tanya was the only one worth keeping around out of that group. Adriana, Serena Joy Crow, Heather Lee, and Erica. You know, Serena Joy just outsang everybody in the group. And they ended up keeping the other girls and just cutting Heather Lee, but Serena Joy just kind of, that was like my favorite vocal in group rounds was Serena Joy, I would say. We saw Mark Andrew, Vanessa Andrea, Catherine Winston, and Alex Shire. Vanessa Andrea was cut. I don't really know why. She was perfectly fine again. Jackie Neese, Maddie Walker. I didn't like Maddie Walker. I wouldn't have cut her because I think she's been okay before, but I definitely would have let her know that another performance like that and she'll be going home. But I didn't think her group round vocal was that good. I don't understand why Garrett was cut. I actually thought he did an okay job with three girls. What was he going to do in group round? You know what I'm saying? Like, what did you expect him to do? He can't wander around the stage dancing. So I don't understand what they expected from him. That he gave the performance that I expected him to give and that everyone should have expected him to give. For some reason the judges were like, "Yeah, we're bored. We're bored with you. We're going to send you home now." And then we saw Joey, Shannon, Naomi, Tetsuka, and some other random girl, and they were all safe. And honestly, Joey messed up the lyrics. I would have sent her home. The only girl that I might have kept out of that group was Naomi. I'm not a big fan of Shannon just screaming her face off. That seems to be like a big thing. She just yells a lot. I'm waiting to see an actual performance from Shannon. Going to the solo rounds now. We saw Lauren Lott do Skyfall, and that was the first time really where I saw why Lauren Lott was in the competition and why she deserved to advance. In group round, I thought she was good, but I haven't really seen... That's not enough for me, necessarily, to put her through to a top 48, but I did feel like her Skyfall performance was worth putting her through to the top 48. We'll see whether or not she's worth top 24. I would have cut Daniel Seavey. I'm sorry, that voice is just not cutting it for me. And to keep Daniel Seavey, who his voice is like weird and breaking, and it kind of sounds like it's gravelly at 15. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think his voice is going to be different in a couple of years, and I think it would be better to just tell him to come back. But to keep him and then cut somebody like Adam Lasher, who knows who he is as an artist, and I thought had been pretty strong in the competition so far, was just sort of like, it was really odd. It didn't sit well with me. The comparison between the two. I would have cut Big Ron also for being an ass. Don't insult Ricky Minor. You know what I'm saying? For your inabilities as a performer. And why is she still in the competition? Like, it's baffling, actually. Like, not only is she, like, who's voting? Who's going to vote for her? She's getting a terrible edit. Unless she just delivers the most mind-blowing performance in the top 48 round, I don't understand why the producers would keep her. Like, who do they think is going to vote for her? What is her fan base? She's got to be like a sacrificial lamb, to go home in the first week, because no one's gonna vote for her. She's the least likable person still left in the competition, I think. And for me, I know the top 24, so it makes it really hard for me to talk about she. Um, so, anyway, not to say anything. Quentin Alexander was really good. Maddie Walker was better. Um, Trevor Douglas was better than he was in group round, I guess. Alexis Granville, I don't know why we're still seeing her. I'm glad she got cut. I like how Harry was like, first time, we get it. Second time, inexcusable, go home. I agreed with that. One of my favorite performances of the night was Jack's Let It Be. Just like a simple vocal. I love that she has the confidence to not have to play to the judges, to not have to like beg for the votes, that she can just sort of have fun with it and go down and sing to her parents. She's just confident enough in who she is and her vocals to not have to pander. There's something really cool about that. I thought Michael Simeon actually did a pretty good job. That was probably his best vocal of the competition so far that I've seen. I didn't hate it. I usually hate him, so. Nick Fradiani I didn't like this time. I was not a fan. I haven't been like a huge fan, but I've been like okay, I like that. I can see why he's here. I didn't really like his round 3. I would have kept him around though based on other things, but he needs to be better in the top 48 round. Catgirl, glad she got sent home finally. Really? She made it to the 3rd round of in Hollywood? What the fuck is going on? What is going on? Why is she in the 3rd round of Hollywood? And Piper Jones just gets cut without ever showing us why. You know, I hate when they do that. I hate when they build up these contestants and it's just like, Piper Jones is going home now. Well, Piper Jones is actually kind of a good singer. So, and what happened to Erica Washington from, I called that. I said last week, I feel like Erica Washington is the girl that we'll never see again. She'll just realize one day Erica Washington's no longer in the competition. You know, I feel like she just somewhere disappeared in round 2 or 3. My favorite male performance was Clark Beckham. Try a Little Tenderness. I think that kid's a contender to win the whole thing. I do. I believe that. I think he's Idol's answer to Sam Smith. I realize that's probably gonna insult Sam Smith fans at this point, but Sam Smith did come from, you know, a singing competition as well. So I don't think for a second that some producer hasn't been like, oh, Clark Beckham could be like America's Sam Smith, you know? I mean, it's been said before. It's not, you know, it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. Mark Andrew, I did actually like his vocal, even though he messed up the lyrics and everything. I see why the producers kept him. Naomi Tatsuka, we only heard like a little bit of it, but she hasn't been like a great singer, so I can sort of understand at some point she's going to be in the weaker half. And while I would have put her through groups, when you're asking me to go from 80 to 48, I don't know that I would have kept her knowing what I know about her. You know what I'm saying? Like, at some point she's going to go home before the top 24, and this was just her time. Joey Cook, I would have cut her. Again, Joey Cook is just surviving. I get it. She's got a unique tone and she's quirky, but she's just not... It's not happening. She just sort of sat on the edge of the stage and just sort of this little boring performance. And I didn't feel like her group round was good enough to save her from having a crappy top 80 performance. So I don't really understand why she was kept, because at some point you have to go, yeah, we like you, but you're not performing for us, so we have to let you go and tell you, please work on it and come back. And I feel like Joey Cook is that person that they should have said, you had a great audition, we like you, but this is not working out for us, and it kills us to cut you, but we can't have you taking up somebody else's spot. Lovey James, You Light Up My Life was interesting. I didn't hate it. Tiana Jones, I love that girl. I think she's got a lot of potential. I hope she doesn't let me down. Rayvon Owen, Try a Little Tenderness. I love Rayvon. I didn't like his version as much as Clark's version. Clark just had way more feeling in it. But I like Rayvon. You know, Rayvon's been really consistent for me. So, Riley Bria, I don't usually like Riley Bria, but I actually liked him this round. So, and I was really disappointed that we didn't get to hear Hunter Larson. Um, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of Hunter Larson fans out there, and they're gonna be disappointed next week. Sorry for that spoiler, but prepare to have a giant letdown and be really angry and throw things at your TV. Um, so that was this week on American Idol. Next week we get to see the top 48 at the House of Blues. We'll see what they do then. So join me then. Peace out.